Every hallway has its own voice. Today we find ourselves in an ancient mansion, a place where time seems to stand still. The air is thick with history, and the faint creak of floorboards beneath my feet echoes in the hushed silence. As I step into the long, empty hallway, the dim light dances off the faded wallpaper, revealing the once vibrant patterns that now whisper secrets of the past. Dust particles float lazily in the shafts of light, softening the eerie atmosphere that surrounds me, making it feel alive as if it holds its breath in anticipation. Stepping further inside, I can't shake the feeling of being watched. My heart picks up pace, a gentle thrum keeping time with the sound of my footsteps. Suddenly, a cold breeze sweeps through the hallway, causing my skin to prickle. The gust carries with it a chorus of whispers that seem to reverberate off the walls. Is it my imagination, or do those sounds take on a life of their own, weaving a haunting melody that pulls at the edges of my mind? Each echo feels like a story longing to be told, beckoning me deeper into the shadows. As I venture forward, the synergy between the wind and the structure creates a unique symphony, a blend of plaintive howls and soft murmurs that form an unsettling, almost comforting chorus. I stop for a moment, the sounds wrapping around me like a cold embrace. What are you trying to say? I think to myself, straining to make out the faint words floating through the air, but they remain elusive, teasing but never fully revealing their meaning. With a sense of intrigue tinged with unease, I decide to explore further. I take a deep breath and walk deeper down the corridor, a curious mix of fear and fascination propelling me forward. The walls are lined with peculiar paintings, each seeming to capture a moment frozen in time. Faces stare back at me, their expressions a mix of sorrow and curiosity, as if they too recognize the weight of the hallway's voice. I pause to touch the cold surface of the wall, feeling vibrations that pulse under my fingertips, remnants of laughter, echoes of sorrow, whispers of stories long gone. An invisible presence seems to stir in response to my touch, as if the hallway itself is alive with memories, eager to share its secrets. I can't help but feel I'm not alone, that the spirits of those who walked these halls long ago are watching, guiding, or even warning me. Each step I take is accompanied by a flicker of movement, just at the corner of my eye. A shadow, perhaps, or a figment of my imagination. Nevertheless, it adds to the creeping sensation that something extraordinary is happening. As I travel deeper, the howling grows stronger, a raw wind wrapping around me like a shroud. It feels almost intimate, testing the edges of my comfort zone. Suddenly, I feel a chill that cuts through the air. It's palpable, and I stop dead in my tracks. The whispers grow louder, as if the hallway is amplifying a message that's been waiting for me to arrive. In that moment, the sounds shape themselves into something more than mere noise. They form words that pulse in tandem with my beating heart. It's as if I can hear a plea, a longing intertwined with an unshakable sadness, echoing through the ages. Standing there, caught between worlds, I wrestle with a desire to understand. What happened here? Who were the voices that fill this corridor with their troubled past? It feels like an invitation to listen more closely, to acknowledge the lives once lived within these walls. An innate pull urges me forward as the atmosphere hums with untold stories, compelling me to confront this ethereal presence. As I reach the end of the hallway, the howling starts to fade, leaving behind an echo that lingers in the air. The moment is bittersweet, the sounds of the past gently withdrawing, yet I can't shake the sensation that I've left a part of myself behind. I take one last look over my shoulder, the corridor standing silent yet alive, a keeper of secrets that will remain unbroken until the next curious soul appears. In reflection, I realize the importance of wandering into these forgotten spaces. It's easy to dismiss the past as mere history, but within every old building lies a story aching to be heard. Each creak of the floorboards, each whisper of the wind, they invite us to listen, to recognize the voices that resonate long after the last occupant has gone. Maybe we all have a little of that hallway within us, echoing our fears and dreams, waiting for someone to lean in and really hear us. So as I step away from the howling hallway, I invite you to ponder. What stories do your spaces hold? What whispers of history have you yet to uncover? Life is filled with mysteries just waiting for someone brave enough to listen. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. If you've ever wandered through a haunted place or felt the presence of something inexplicable, share your stories in the comments below. Remember, every hallway has its own voice, and sometimes the most profound stories come from the most unexpected places.